Hello there. The UK Cabinet Office has refused to release 13 of the 45 files that cover the UK's European policy in the 1990s. Withholding files from the biannual release of information is not unusual. But the refusal to release these documents relating to European policy, with one covering the creation of the euro, while we are engaged in exiting from the EU, has raised eyebrows, reports The Independent. The Lib Dem leader, Vince Cable, seized on this and is quoted in The Independent as saying, "The Conservatives have form on unnecessarily holding back documents related to Europe so that they avoid public scrutiny. This looks suspicious, as if they are trying to hide information that could be embarrassing during the Brexit negotiations." And the Shadow Cabinet Office Minister, John Trickett, said, "This seems to be a pattern of obfuscation from this government, with vital information that could be key to our understanding of the current political situation being concealed from our citizens." The Cabinet Office has denied claims of trying to prevent public scrutiny, saying that all files have to be properly reviewed prior to release. Now, the government may be holding some documents back so as not to rock the Brexit boat, but there is another possibility. They may be holding documents back that show just how far down the river they were planning to sell the UK as they allowed the EU to take ever more control of the reins of our country. Given all that's happened in the EU over the last few decades, that sounds to me to be just as plausible as any explanation. Anyway, German inflation has hit its highest level since 2012, and this has thrown the European Central Bank a bit of a curveball. The latest data puts the German Consumer Prices Index rise at 1.7% in 2017, but countries such as Greece and Italy are still in the 1% territory. So, does the ECB prevent the German economy overheating by starting to unwind their €2.55 trillion bond buying programme? Or does it maintain the quantitative easing in order to help those economies that are still struggling? We will find out if a one-size-currency-fits-all at the next ECB rate-setting meeting on the 25th of January 2018. Moving on, Tony Blair's own think tank, the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, has issued a report today warning about this political concept called populism. In many countries, the trendline suggests that populists will continue to gain strength in the next round of elections, says the report. Populists could drive European politics into a more nationalist and protectionist direction. The basic norms and institutions of liberal democracy would remain intact, but governments would move decisively towards restricting net migration flows, make access to some social benefits conditional on citizenship status, and undermine minority rights in key respects. The report's co-author, Yasha Mounk, said, 2016 was the year that populism went prime time, but as our data makes clear, this rise started well before 2016. This populist wave has not crested, and unless politicians manage to identify and counteract the structural drivers, populism will keep garnering strength in the years to come. Now, I've read some differing descriptions and definitions of populism, and some put both the writer and the reader through a bit of mental gymnastics, with the result that the majority view can then be turned into something to be frowned upon by our betters. The premise of populism seems to be that life is extremely complicated, and therefore, when politicians come along with sound bites and seemingly simple answers that grab the imagination of the people, those politicians and their supporters are not in the democratic majority, They are just populists who are mobilising the animosity of the common people so are to be ignored. Or maybe worse. No prizes for guessing if they view UKIP as a populist party. As far as I'm concerned, the terms populist and populism are used against opponents by the sort of people who say that you can have democracy as long as it's my democracy. And on its last day of trading for 2017, the FTSE 100 closed on a record high of 7,687, up 0.9% on the day. In 2016, the FTSE leapt up by 14% over the year on the back of a weak pound, says The Independent, and has managed a 7% increase this year, even though the pound has recovered in 2017 from $1.23 at the start of the year to end it at $1.35. The pundits are saying that the value of the pound will dictate how well the FTSE 100 does in 2018, so if the pound recovers more, we could see the FTSE level off or even start falling. The FTSE 250, which some say is a better indicator of Brexit as it contains more UK companies, also ended on a high. BBC News reported, the FTSE 100 finished up 7.6% at 7,687.77 compared with the last day of trading in 2016. Meanwhile, the FTSE 250 ended 14.7% ahead at 20,726.26 compared with the end of last year. So, it's good to see 2017 ending without the promised Brexit Armageddon, isn't it? What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.